If you need better access to your cab area and want a heavy-duty look in the meantime, these Nerf drop side step bars in black will be a great addition to your 05 or newer double cab Tacoma. Now, these will be a great addition for the Tacoma owner who wants an extra boost up into their truck, especially if they've added a lift or a level and need that extra drop of a step. Now, these will also add a decent amount of protection to the pinch weld area if you're looking for more coverage for the trail or just everyday life. Now, I would like to mention that these steps do hang down a bit from the body of the truck, so these will be great for any lighter rock crawling or fire trails if you're taking your truck off-road. Now, speaking of the build, these will offer a heavy-duty steel construction with a black powder coat finish, offering a tough look and protection to the steel underneath. Now, taking a look at how the side step is set up, this will include a large bar up at the top that tucks very closely to that pinch weld area and will give the side of the truck a very clean and also seamless look, but you're also getting a lot of protection from it as well. Now, moving into the step itself, this will offer a large 4-inch wide stepping surface here, and it's going to hang down roughly 2.5 inches from the top of the step. This will also have a nice die-stamped non-skid plate to help out with a bit of traction when getting in and out, making it just that much easier. You're also going to get some star cutouts, which is, again, just going to assist in the style of these side steps. Now, overall, these will have a quality build, but they are going to be relatively affordable at roughly $250 for the set. Now, when comparing this to other options in the category, I really like this choice because it will give you a ton of coverage while also offering you that extra step, which is going to give you a good balance between protection and accessibility. Now, some other choices may offer a similar drop-down step, but it won't tuck as high and tight to the rocker as this choice will. Not to mention, the step isn't incredibly low, only 2.5 inches, allowing you more flexibility when it comes to clearance, when some other options will hang down a little bit lower, which may cause some clearance concerns if you're doing a decent amount of off-roading. Now, I think if you're looking for a side step bar that has a good quality build, is right in the middle when it comes to protection and accessibility, and is pretty affordable at that, then this is a great choice. Install for this will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 1 hour to get the job done with some basic hand tools. Now, at this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of the install. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The tools you're going to need for this installation include an electric or regular ratchet and a 13mm socket. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a set of side steps on our Tacoma, and I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. Now, we will be putting this on the lift. That's just to give you guys a better view. I don't think it's necessary for you guys at home to lift it in the air in order to install these side steps yourself. We're gonna start our install by installing our brackets to our truck. And there are 3 brackets per side. And we're starting by installing our frontmost bracket, so you can identify that bracket from the other ones because it is separated on the bolt holes, unlike these two where they are together. So this bracket goes right here in front of the truck, and we're going to mount it up using the supplied hardware. So we need to grab 2 bolts, and each of those need a lock washer and a flat washer. And then we're going to tighten these down using our 13mm socket. All right, so we're mounting up our frontmost bracket here, and you can find these bolt holes in the frame. If you look right past your main frame here, you can find the cat, follow that across, and you can locate these 2 holes. So we'll put our bracket up and then thread in our 2 bolts by hand. Once you have those bolts in a few threads, go ahead and take your 13 and tighten these down. However, we're not going to tighten them down all the way because we do want to leave them a little loose just so we have some room for adjustment. The middle and the back brackets are the same, just so you can see. And so it doesn't matter which one you do, but we're going to install the middle one next. And it's going to go right in the middle here. And so grab another 2 bolts with flat washers and lock washers and your 13mm socket. Now we're installing our rear bracket, and this one goes right about here. So grab 2 bolts with washers and your 13mm socket. So the rear bracket goes here, and you can locate these holes. If you look at the gas tank right across from the frame here, the front of the gas tank and come straight across, that's where your mounting points are. Again, we're just gonna go in by a couple threads by hand, and then loosely tighten these down with our 13mm. Next, we'll grab our side step and start mounting that up. So we have all our brackets in place, and if you take a look at your truck, you'll notice that the front 2 brackets are actually a little closer than your rear 2 brackets. So when you grab your side step, you'll notice that there's 3 sets of bolt holes that correspond with each bracket, and you'll notice that 2 of these sets of bolt holes are actually closer together. So that's how you know how to line this up. Once you have that figured out, go ahead and grab a couple bolts. We're gonna line all these bolt holes up with our brackets and just put 2 bolts for now in the middle bracket to hold in place, and then we can put all the rest of the bolts in by hand. All right, so we got them all lined up, and we're here at the middle bracket. And again, I'm just putting 2 bolts in by hand for now, just so we can hold our side step in place while we grab the rest of our hardware, so that we can put that in by hand as well. All right, now we're at the front bracket here, and we're gonna go ahead and put all these bolts in. Now, if you're having a tough time getting the top bolts in after the bottom ones go in, you go ahead and tighten these down, and it'll help line these holes up better. Just remember, if you do need adjustment again, you might have to loosen these back up just so you can get the other ones in. But if not, you can leave them as is, because this does allow us to get these bolts in here. All right, moving on to the middle bracket. All right, we're back to the center bracket, just putting our other 2 bolts in. All right, now let's go on to the rear. And go ahead and tighten down these top bolts just to make it a little easier to line up the bottom bolts. All right, now that we have all our bolts in, we can go ahead and take a step back and see if it's lined up properly, do adjustments as necessary, and then tighten everything down. Now that we have all our bolts lined up and hand tightened at least, we can take a step back and take a look to see if we need to make any adjustments. Once that's done, we can go ahead and tighten everything down for the final tightening. All right, that is the install process for the driver's side steps. For the passenger side step, just repeat the same process. That will wrap up this review and install of the Nerf drop side step bars in black for 05 and newer Tacoma double cabs. Thank you for watching, and for all things Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.